Well, hello and welcome to today's edition of the Pastor's Study. I'm glad that you could stop by. I know I've taken a few weeks and kind of stepped away from this, but it's good to be back with you again. You know, we are journeying through Proverbs. We're up to Proverbs chapter 23. And Solomon begins this chapter by giving us this warning. He says, when we eat with rulers, we need to be careful how we eat. And we need to be careful. He says, put a knife to your throat and consider your appetite. What he's really talking about is getting absorbed in their lifestyle, getting absorbed in their riches, getting it to the point that we desire what they have. Because when we start letting desires come into our hearts like that, ruling over us, it can bring about a destruction, because then we can be wicked in how we obtain this stuff. We can be willing to do wrong to get it, because it's the stuff that matters. How many people in today's world have bought expensive vehicles so that they can drive around and look like they have something, look like they're successful, and yet they're barely feeding their family, they're barely paying their bills, they're struggling, they're putting a lot of stress in their life, all because they want things. Well, certainly in Solomon's day, the thing to have was the delicacies of a meal, to have the rich, fatty meals, the famous fancy meals, because then you would do whatever you can to get that meal, to get that prestige. Now, I want to say there's nothing wrong with being successful. There's nothing wrong with eating good food and eating out and fine dining in restaurants and stuff. That's not what Solomon is talking about. Solomon is talking about things within the heart and how we can get down a path without thinking about it. He's talking about, you sit around with those people and without much difficulty, we soon want what they have. And when we want it, we'll do whatever we have to do to get it. And that's what Solomon is warning about. That's why he says, be careful when you sit down with these people and eat. Consider what it takes, because otherwise you may throw away a lot of good in your life to get that, and that doesn't last any longer than a meal. So think about, what are you going after in your life? What are you giving up to get it? Until next time in the Pastor's Study, goodbye and may